What's good? What's good, YouTube? Stormy B Man, and I'm back again. Um, just doing a quick post-fight recap on this Artur BETERBIEV Alexander Vazquez fight, and for the unification of light heavyweight. Um, Good fight, but this the end result of this match reiterates my particular take and position on why fighters who are presently considered the cream of the sport or the top talents need to step up and fight one another. You don't know how good you are until you have a standard bearer to measure yourself against. And this fight with two young champions gave us an opportunity to witness something about both men. Now, for those who remember, Mr. Vazquez, he ended the career of Adonis Stevenson in their championship fight after Stevenson succumbed to a TKO knockout, actually, and suffered brain injury after the fight, where his title was lifted. I always felt that Adonis was a little bit limited. He was a physically strong gentleman and had a good punch and was a southpaw, but I did feel that he was one of the more limited champions out there, and he seemed to avoid certain opposition. He didn't want to fight Kovalev at the time, and he didn't really look to unify any of the other belts or anything like that. Salute, Reggie. I see you out there, bro. Vazquez lifted the title. I think it was even in the first round. While they were on the inside and close, he went to the canvas in an odd manner that it looked like it could have been a push. It looked like he just gave in. I didn't see his feet slip from under him. There was no water on in the corner or anything like that. It was the first round of the fight, so, and it very well may have been a neutral corner. But what I did notice was that the gentleman went down, and I said either his legs are weak or something. I noticed it right away. But as I watched the fight, I noticed how strong BETERBIEV or BETERBIEV, I noticed how strong Artur was. His hands were like mallets, metal mallets. When he landed, they sounded off. Phoop, phoop. You could hear them, and you could see the reaction from Vazquez. He didn't like it at all. You could tell, and it didn't matter where he got hit. He was getting hit on the shoulders. He was getting hit on the sides, on his arms, and a couple of times when he got hit in the solar plexus. Oh my goodness. You could see him wither at that moment. And there were a number of times when he put his head down low. And I've spoken about this many times, about fighters who begin to drop their head beneath the shoulder chest line, torso of the opponent, where a guy can put his forearm on your neck and push you down. Unless you are angling for position to get shots off, to just bend down like that, you can get a great deal of your energy sapped from you, from a certain type of wrestling and grappling moves can produce that type of result where it saps the stamina out of you and it saps your legs, the strength in your legs. Lowland Prophet, salute to you, brother. What's going on with you? And as I watched these guys in a contested bout, you could see where GVODZDYK was trying to box. He was trying to move. He was trying to throw hard shots. But his punch placement and accuracy left something to be desired. And the unnecessary movement, which is something, once again, I'll speak about, these fighters coming over here, and just because they move around the ring and they circle around doesn't mean that the movement is excellent. Sometimes it's unnecessary. You could step around a guy and give an angle and make him have to reset his feet if you know what you're doing. And he was expending a great deal of energy, and I think the moment was getting to him. I think the opponent was getting to him because there may have been a bit of intimidation there, but also the intimidation factor of being hit, because BETERBIEV, his punching power is true. It's real stuff. I remarked in one of the chats that his punching power is like George Foreman's when Foreman fought at heavyweight in the early 70s. He has that at light heavy, you know, in present day. There's a reason why he's knocked out 15 straight individuals. This man is very heavy fisted, which also leads to the understanding that if a man has punching power like that, he's going to rely on his power. He's not going to be there to box you. And there are certain traps you could set for a fighter like that. There are certain strategical things that you can do. And I kind of question some of Teddy Atlas's instructions in the corner, because his fighter was needing specifics, and he wasn't delivering. He was being that cheerleader that we know he can be. And again, there was a little bit exposure right there as far as him and the quality of what, because even in the point where you could see, I think GVODZDYK said something in the later rounds to him, like he may not have wanted to go back out there. And he was like, you got to call your body back to yourself and this and that. And it's like, okay, man, see, now you're talking that, you know, guru stuff, and your fighter is, his tank is just about empty, and he needs something different from that. And, you know, where was it? Huh? So that's all I want to say about that and him. But as I watched Artur, he was very confident in what he was doing. He stayed on the outside range of where GVODZDYK was advised to keep him, you know, at the end of his jab, at the end of his punches. He stayed right outside that range and then would move in quickly. So his footwork was very good as far as being an aggressor. And because he was relying on his power, there was no inside game from the opponent, GVODZDYK. You see, the limitations. It's okay to punch and hit other people, but when they could take a punch and they're going to hit you back, what do you do? Huh? You got to have something more to offer than just being able to bang somebody around or throw flurries and move around, because you got so many rounds to work with. In this case, a 12-round championship fight. So I noticed it right away. And as he went to the canvas a couple of more times, and I'm not speaking about the counted knockdowns, but the other times that he went to the canvas, it seemed to be some form of resignation to me. And I noticed that in certain fighters, and they're looking for help. And oddly enough, this particular referee was assisting a great deal for Gvozdyk. I don't know if he was a WBC ref or what, but I did notice this ref was acting quite favorably. There was a moment where Gvozdyk had a Anthony Joshua moment where he took a good body shot straight to the belly, and he held his glove up and turned and walked away as if to say, hey, give me a timeout. And the ref actually complied. It's like, what the hell are you doing, dude? He took a body shot. Is he quitting or what? And the ref is in there. He's the closest to the action, and I'm way out here on my TV, looking at it on my TV, and saw that the ref couldn't pick up on that. Dude, I'm glad this fight ended with a certification, with a cement victory, because there could have been some interesting cooking on the scorecards of this event. But back to Artur Beterbiev. This gentleman, he was very stoic in his approach. He didn't show any emotion or anything in the fight. He was focused. And because his power is significant, he placed his punches in a manner of which he just hit him somewhere. And you could tell they had effect. The guy, Gvozdyk, ended up with a lump on the side of his cheek, on the left side of his cheek. Where that came from, I don't know. You don't usually swell up in that area, but it just speaks to the power of the opponent, Artur. He was very strong. He looked like his conditioning was good because he didn't seem winded. He seemed very it was almost like he was calculating, in the sense of like, I know eventually I'm going to get him. And there were no body shots that he took or incurred enough to discourage him. One of the things I often remark about is when you're throwing shots, you could throw hard shots to a guy's chin. Some men have taken 2x4s to the head. They don't go anywhere. But the body has no idea of the difference between a feather-fisted puncher or a devastating puncher, because your organs are in your body cavity. And by your organs being in the body cavity, when it's being jarred and jolted and punched and damaged, it just knows, ow, I'm hurt. You understand? So to punch hard to the body, which is something that Artur was doing. I mean, my goodness, I haven't seen a fighter throw solar plexus punches so much in one fight in years. I love the body work that he put in, because he's a heavy-handed, power-punching guy. He placed those shots to the body with determination. Like wherever it's going to land, your chest plate, your belly, your floating rib, your liver, you got to feel it. Even if it's on your arms, your elbow, your shoulder. And he threw those shots with bad intentions. I loved it. This was a good scrape. I don't think it was a great fight, because I could see that Gvozdyk had made up in his mind he was going to try to go the distance at a certain point. But then he became mentally broken. And I said this in the pre-fight talk when I said that these guys, they will be competitive, and then one guy is going to, fold up. One guy is going to take a shot and say, I got to take care of myself. And the other guy is going to come on. I did say that. So this is what we saw. And shout out to Artur for being successful tonight and unifying the division. He's going to be a hell of a fighter to beat. Dark Truth is out there. He says, peace, Stormy B, man. What's going on with you? Excuse me, Dark Truth. What's happening? Yeah, just out here giving my little take on what I witnessed with this post-fight, man. I enjoy fights where people who are, you know, pretty much at the same level and they come to a crossroads. Smash that like button, people, while you're in here, please. Please smash the like button for Stormy B, man. When you get to a certain point, you have a crossroads fight, and you have to brace yourself for being able to get beyond where you find yourself. Are you going to ascend to greater heights, or are you going to tail off and level off, or are you going to sink? And this is a fight where I think GVODZDYK is going to level off. I saw something in him that it didn't equate to what I saw in the opponent, Artur. I didn't see the same thing in the two gentlemen. Artur is the type of fighter that you're going to have to beat his ass. You understand? And the way you beat his ass is you box him, you get that body work in, you make him expend energy. You got to be in hellified condition to fight that man because he's so heavy-handed. But it could be done. It could definitely be done. It's been done before. Remember Ali and Foreman. Ali made Foreman shoot his load, and Foreman had never been in a fight like that. And Ali didn't give him a chance to get that second win. But he laid enough punches on Foreman that were damaging that it made Foreman, you know, he resigned. When he went down to that canvas, that was pretty much it for him. He often remarks in recollections of that fight that when he went down, he waited for his corner, you know, to tell him when to get up or whatever. But if you remember watching Ali and Joe Frazier's first fight, when Ali went down in the 14th round from that double left hook that Frazier threw, one to the body and one up top, caught Ali flush on the chin. Ali went flat on his back. Ali was up at the count of 3. He wasn't looking at his corner or nothing. He got up, looked at the ref, and looked over at Frazier like, I'm still here. You understand? Mark of a champion. So, as I watched this fight, I could see the shifting of the tide. I just wondered if BETERBIEV would run out of rounds, because when he heard the 10-second clap, he seemed to open up at those moments, and he was getting good work in, and it was damaging work. And I was saying to myself, like, why is he just waiting for the 10-second clap? I said he's got to get busier, you know, he's got to do some more stuff. But apparently he knew what he was doing, because he got the desired result. And that the 3 knockdowns that ended the fight, it could have happened a round sooner had he thrown some shots, because he was definitely getting to GVODZDYK mentally. The man was mentally breaking down. At the end of the day, GVODZDYK probably needs better conditioning. I don't think he's a chump, but I do think that he's been led to believe he's better than he is. He can get better. But I'm telling you, all of these guys being, pushed up and not having a complete set of tools, not having a complete boxing IQ, it shows. Because even when he was trying to tie up, he wasn't tying up properly. He was tying up in the manner of which BETERBIEV, he had open shots. But instead of landing the open shots properly, he was clubbing the guy, hitting him behind the head, on the neck and stuff, wearing him down, basically. But when you tie a guy up, there's a certain way you're supposed to tie him up. And when you wait for the ref to break you, that's when you use the ref's presence. You circle around that ref to get yourself a few extra seconds, and you restart the activity. I didn't see that. But Scarface is supposed to be a hell of a trainer, though. Whatever. Anyway, as the fight went on, GVODZDYK did some good combinations and everything, but there's a such thing called throwaway punches, whereas basically you put something out there to get a guy to react or respond, okay, and then you bring some heat behind it. I didn't see much of that. I saw him punching with force and trying to, almost like the shots he was throwing, he was trying to force the guy off of him. Well, that will wear you out too. That'll blow your conditioning, And I'll tell you something. One of the best lessons in boxing is like when you're in there and a guy is sticking you with a good shot. You know if it's a good shot according to how you've taken it and how it made you feel. Why not do that to him? Why not take it, turn the table on him? Give him what he gave you. Let him be on the receiving end of something like that. And I'm not saying, just when he hit you with this, you hit him with that. But I'm saying you use the experience of what you've taken as an advantage for yourself. I'm going to try that, Good liver shot. Hit him with a liver shot. He punched you in the solar plexus. You got to land you a solar plexus shot too. It's really a simple science, but you don't see a lot of teaching today. You really don't. You see a lot of cheerleading. You see a lot of rah, rah, rah. But you also see a lot of what's lacking. Now, it would have behooved GVODZDYK to fight some guys on the way to his championship challenge of Stevenson, to fight some guys who had more pop on their punches. It would behoove BETERBIEV to fight guys who box. You understand? Because everybody, and guys who could take a punch, because everybody you fight, you're not going to be able to get them out of there. And once someone's able to stand up to the big baddie and that cloak of invincibility has been stripped away, you have to have something else. History has shown this time and time again. You have to have something else to offer. Just having a guy that can, throw bombs, yeah, it's nice. It's exciting to look at when people hit the canvas. But you have to have more. You have to have more to offer. And that's something that is, people should look at or look toward when they're watching boxing. So we have another unified champion in the sport, which is a great, great thing. When guys are getting together and putting these belts on the line, it's great to see the highly contested matches, but I would like to see more highly contested matches with contending fighters as well. You know, because someone who has earned the right to challenge, you know, BETERBIEV now, who's a unified champion. Not just guys sitting around waiting for a payday, because you get so much of that nowadays. Guys waiting my turn. You know, if these champions who are so limited slip on a banana peel, you won't get a turn. You'll still be in that same line, and the line don't move, you know, unless you do something, you know. Be more devastating. You go out there, start sniping off guys so they don't have anywhere to look but at you, you know. That's something to do, something to think about. You're sitting at home waiting for the phone to ring. Sometimes that's kind of bleak. You get out there in the public see you. They see you hot. They start talking about you. Your name is bandied about. Next thing you know, then your phone is ringing. You know what I mean? So smash that like button, people. We got 8 viewers out there, it says. So we got 4 likes. Can we get 8 likes? You know, it's midnight here in the Shy, and you guys are out here on the channel checking me out. So please hit the like button while you're checking me out. It don't cost nothing, you know. The donation ain't gonna ring or chime when you hit the like button. So just hit it. You know what I mean? BFTB Boxing, what's good, brother? The best fight, the best. What'd you think of that fight, bro? Just talking about it a little bit. I don't do many post fights, but I'm doing one this evening because I was up. I was into it. I like this brother with these heavy hands, BETERBIEV or BETERBIEV or however you pronounce his name. I just know that he's ham-fisted, you know, and he puts them on you, huh? Big time. Dude, GVODZDYK, he was feeling them. I mean, wherever he got hit, he was feeling. He gonna be a sore ass tomorrow. A sore ass. And even more sore the day after tomorrow. So Sunday. He gonna really be hurt. Because he was taking some, Jack. He was taking them. Good punches, good shots. So, and you see, Scarface couldn't help him, huh? Scarface was telling him, you got to come back to yourself. You got to come back to your body or whatever. Dude. No. Give that man some solid instructions, you know. BFTB says, I picked BETERBIEV to win by KO. Hey, man, that was a good pick. Ain't gonna lie. You know, I had it as a, going in, I had it as a fight because it was a step-up fight for both guys. You know, I had it as a fight that we were going to see someone spirit break. Basically, that's how I explained it, even in my Friday night chop session when I was talking about it. And that's how it did. GVODZDYK spirit broke big time. But, you know, you still have to finish the guy off. And BETERBIEV was about that. He went after him as he was supposed to. You know, saw a wounded animal, went after him, finished him off. Yeah, he gonna be pissing blood. Yep. He gonna be pissing blood. And he gonna be crying because, you know, Scarface was pumping him up, making him think he was a little bit better than he was. Boxing Conversation, Reggie Owens says, shit, GVODZDYK going to the hospital tonight. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. He going. Huh? That ain't even like a question. You know, he going. But again, these fighters being, you know, and I don't have my box record up or whatever to see, but how many title defenses did Gvozdyk have? It's like, okay, you beat up on Adonis Stevenson, who was like 30, 35, 36, maybe a little older, who knows? But you felt like you really did something to a limited fighter, a guy who held onto his belt for an extra period of time, who paid off his number one contender several times, Alida Alvarez. It wouldn't face him, and he thought he'd take you on because he probably looked at you and he thought you was sweet, you know. But this guy right here that you fought tonight, Gvozdyk, Artur, it's gonna take a real fighter to whoop his ass, because he got an equalizer, you know. Or it's gonna have to take a guy who got some real skills, boxing skills. You know, get out there, stick him, tie him up, move, put some leather on his face, put some leather on his body, be in shape. Because, see, this is where the conditioning really comes in now. When you talk about that road work, when you talk about that gym work, the floor exercises where you get your body in shape, these guys today don't do what the older fighters used to do. Calisthenics, man. Get your body ready. You could take all the vitamins you want and snack and all that bull crap. But if you ain't really putting in that work, it ain't gonna mean a thing. You'll be laying on the canvas with all the muscles and everything. You saw Anthony Joshua out there against Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz touched the canvas too. But he got up and said, I ain't going down no more. AJ touched the canvas the first time and kept touching the canvas like he had dropped some coins on the canvas or something. So, hey. Yeah. Get in shape. Get in the gym and get in shape. Get quality sparring and quality teaching. Forget all that slapping the pads and all that, man. Learn some skills in there. Learn how to punch with leverage. Learn how to punch from angles. Learn how to work the body. Learn how to tie a guy up. You see him trying to tie BETERBIEV up? It was like he was, you know, at a prom dance or something, putting his arms around the girl. You know, what was all of that? Man, Scarface ain't teach him that either, huh? That's it, man. I'm telling you. But I never thought much of Scarface. He gives you a lot of, you know, quips, quotes. But let's see him, you know, teach. BFTB Boxing says it's going to take a master boxer to beat BETERBIEV. Yes, it is. That's what I just said. That's what it's going to take. It's going to take somebody who knows how to handle themselves in there. And guess what? It ain't a lot of them guys out there. So he can eat real good right now. You know? He can eat real good because you don't see that. Now, there's somebody out there, because as long as you stay in the fight game, there's a guy on a path towards you to take it from you at some point in your career, as long as you stay in there long enough. But as I'm saying, right now, the sport is not ripe with a lot of capable fighters. You know? Why was Max calling Gvozdyk the lineal champion? Reggie Owens is asking. Dude, why is Max allowed to talk? Period. I don't know. When they go live, they should turn this damn mic off. But you know they ain't gonna do it. But I think Max has, you know, gotten so full of himself that he like to hear himself talk, and you know that's what you get from the guy. He'll even say stupid shit just to be able to have a sound bite. But these guys, they're out here in the sport, not giving it they all. Hey, and I'm going to tell you, BETERBIEV and Kovalev, it's a good fight for like 3 or 4 rounds. Then Kovalev is out. Be checked out. Maybe sooner because the way he hits. I saw him hit GVODZDYK with something like around the 3rd or 4th round. And I was like, that dude want to go down so bad. I was like, he got hit with that shit. He was like, Teddy! And the funny thing is, BETERBIEV expression never changed. He just went about his work, man. I love it, man. I love it. That's what boxing is all about, man. When it's time to shoot your shot, you shoot your shot, bro. That's it. In a nutshell. That's what it's all about. Dark Truth says, probably because he beat Adonis. Yeah. Well, you know what? Adonis is like, again, he was a guy that, he wasn't all that active. He fought some soft touches, you know, and he tried to make some payday. Excuse me, y'all. But Adonis was nothing really to look at. I don't think he was a high quality champ. I think he was a titleist. You know, a guy ended up with a belt. He just happened to end up with that WBC. You know, and he fought some fights. You know, but as a southpaw, a good punching southpaw at the light heavyweight division, his days were going to be numbered because there's a lot of punchers at that division. And southpaws at light heavyweight, for some reason, they seem to be in abundance. And sooner or later, somebody gonna get you, you know? I remember when Roy Jones was fighting at light heavyweight, man, it seemed like almost every other opponent he fought was a southpaw. Some a couple of times in a row. So, you know. But yeah. Yeah. GVODZDYK was feeling them body shots, man. The guy was doubling over. He tried at one point to throw like a real hard right hand, but he got hit with a right hand at the same time because his head was straight. You know, your head's supposed to be offline. Well, he threw his, and dude countered with his at the same time, and you could see that BETERBIEV's right hand just pushed him back a little more. And it didn't even land super clean. It landed. It was a solid shot, but it wasn't like if he hit him on the chin, on the button or whatever, because it would have been over then. But you could tell that GVODZDYK was, you know, he was sapping. His energy was going, and he didn't get replenished. He didn't get he considered, you know, quitting. I saw it. That body punch he took, and he put his glove up like this and walked off to the side. That was a moment right there. You know, Anthony Joshua moment, you know. Like, I spit my mouthpiece. Hey, go get my mouthpiece for me, bro. You know. No, dude. That ain't how it worked. But yeah. Come on, people, smash that like button. It says now we got 10 folks up in here. You can't smash the like button for the STORMYBMAN channel. But you can sit out there peeping through the bushes and the blinds, listening and everything, looking at my chat, seeing who over here visiting me. Huh? Yeah, one of y'all just left because I said that, but I don't care. You know, I'm still going to talk. Whether I say what you like or don't say what you like. You know what I mean? I come to your channel. I come out there and hit you up with likes. Sometimes with the donations too. You know? Come over here, your pockets is sold up. Huh? Come over here, you ain't got no I ain't got nothing on it, bro. I ain't got nothing on it. I'm telling you, man, the brother man and the other man. Just another man. That's it. Huh? Sometimes brothers ain't brothers. Huh? You know, Thor and Loki. Huh? Thor and Loki supposed to be brothers, ain't they? They be trying to kill each other. Huh? There you go. But yeah, man. Yeah, this is what it is. You know, when we have fights like this, they're defining moments. They give us something to realize about the fighters that we talk about and everything. Now, we know that BETERBIEV is true to his knockout power. He ain't just knocking out stiffs. He's knocking out guys that are at the championship level, like himself, or at his level. Now it's time to take that next step to another level. Can he get better than this? Can he fight someone better than that? You know, Gvozdyk, was always going to be the guy who fight a little safety first and everything, try to box, try to steal a win. He'll steal a knockout if you give it to him, that kind of thing. But no, BETERBIEV, he's going to come and try to clean your clock, bell to bell. And those are the exciting fighters to watch. You could really enjoy those kind of fighters because they're going to be exciting every moment that they're in that ring. Now, the only thing about him he got worried about is taking care of his eyes. Make sure he don't get no cuts from those stupid headbutts, because I think they clashed heads several times in this fight tonight. And it didn't open up a cut on anybody, but he definitely clashed heads. And I saw that. Got to be careful with that, man. Take care of yourself. Get some more head movement too, Artur, because, you know, your head movement, it sucks. It sucks. And somebody who, you know, who got a little pop like you got, you know, they can make you pay in the most sincere ways. You know what I mean? So that's what you need to do. You need to tighten up that defense, move that head, take care of them eyes, you know. And you got a rosy future. You're already the unified champ already. 15 fights in. You hear that, Lomachenko? And he out there knocking people out and doing things. Lomachenko, what you doing, man? Huh? Running away from folks, huh? Trying to make the sanctioning bodies give you, you know, some kind of status where you can pick and choose. This ain't no buffet, huh? This ain't no buffet. This the chow line, huh? And they gonna get in line and line up to whoop your behind. That's what they gonna do. African G, he says, we here, brother. Okay, you came from out the shadows. I see you out there, African G. I see you, huh? There were some others out there too, though. They left rather than to come out into the open. But that's okay. You know, I got flashlights. You know what I mean? I'll be seeing y'all out there. Be seeing you. STORMYBMAN be watching. Yeah, you do. So, yeah, man. This was a unification for the light heavyweight championship. My guess is fighters like BETERBIEV, he might end up being a throwback. You know? He might end up being a throwback. And when I say about that, we had guys at light heavyweight back in the late 80s, like Matthew Saad, Muhammad. You know, those guys, Yaki Lopez, you know, Dwight Muhammad Kawi, Marvin Johnson. Those guys, they used to mix it up, man. And he reminds me of that type of fighter because he's looking to get his pound of flesh in there. He might even take a shot to get in closer to give a shot, but he's not taking unnecessary shots. You know, there is a strategy behind what he's doing, you know. So I did notice that. Underrated Darkness fell into the building. He says, STORMYBMAN, salute. Salute to you, brother. And he's saying salute to the other brothers that's in the chat. Good to see you out there. Smash the like button while you're there. Underrated Darkness. Huh? Just talking about this fight. These light heavyweights, man. This is what you get, though, when you put quality in with quality. You get exciting fights. Not often knockouts, but there was a great opportunity for knockouts in this particular fight because you had one guy who was, coming in. That was his forte, knocking people out. Then you had another guy in Gvozdyk who could knock you out, but had more of a boxer type style. So their styles meshed very well, which I said that earlier on the show too. I think the styles mesh well, and we got a great effort tonight. I'm not disappointed. I didn't have a dog in the race, but I'll say this: when it's quality boxing, I will always give an acknowledgement to that. And this was quality boxing tonight for that championship fight. I didn't see the other fights. I was busy doing my Friday night chop session, so I didn't get a chance. But I was glad I tuned in. Very glad I tuned in. GG has fell into the building. He says, STORMYBMAN was good and salute. What's good with you, GG? Did you enjoy that fight, man? That BETERBIEV, man, that dude got some heavy hands, man. Somebody remarked earlier, I think it was Nassim the Dream, said they ought to call him hands of stone. I said hands of boulders, man. That dude ham-fisted, bro. He threw a shot that hit Gvozdyk in the belly, and freaking Gvozdyk turned away like he wanted a timeout or something. I was like, ref, what you doing? Call that a knockdown or something, But they didn't, I think the refs were more in favor of Gvozdyk, really. They didn't want Artur to get in there. But sometimes you can't stop these guys like Artur because they settle things with their fists. And that's the best way. You just... You go out there and get the job done, as Joe Frazier used to say. I just wanted to get the job done. Yeah. That's what it is, bro. That is what it is. And if BETERBIEV practices up more on his boxing, that he's heavy-handed in both hands. Turn that power jab into a weapon, He's a little short, so light heavyweights can be tall sometimes. He could run into some problems with some guys with height. I would like to see how he does with guys with height because fighters who are tall present different problems, I think Gvozdyk was only 6'1", something like that. 6 foot tall, 6'2" at the most. But those 6'3" and 4" guys, they are definitely a handful to deal with. But this guy and his body shots. Do you think you ever remember a fighter of current day? When he throw body shots, it was sounding like the shots that he was hitting Gvozdyk with, BETERBIEV. That brother was tagging, man. It was like, you could see, because it was like, you would see Gvozdyk's legs do a little something, like he was trying to keep his feet steady on the ground, but he still looked like, and then he was going down from like what looked to be pushes and stuff. But I think that was just, pressure, He was feeling that heat, like Michael Jackson on that song, Rock With You, when you feel that heat. Mark wanted to get up out of there, But I enjoyed it, it was like, not a great fight or anything, a seesaw battle or anything, but two young guys who should be fighting each other at this time. Let's see if we could get these middleweights to shake it out, Let's see if these middleweights can shake it out and then shake them down welterweights up. Let them guys get in there and mix it up. That's like the hottest division if the guys fight each other. The welterweights, some real mean, you know. Nassim the Dream is out there now. He says, STORMYBMAN still bringing that heat. Well, let's cook then, family. Yeah, man. Nassim, I'm out here. You know, I was over there with Reggie, and then I was over here, and, you know, just talking about it, man. You know, you got to be a real boxing fan. When you get on here this late at night, you could be asleep or out with your woman or something like that. We out here talking boxing, man. And that's what I enjoy doing. You know, I enjoy talking boxing. I know a lot of people think they just know me for my kung fu, but I know my boxing too, you know. I really do. It's just that I kind of stay a little subtle with my boxing as opposed to my kung fu, because some people don't respect boxing knowledge. They think like, oh, you think you know every damn thing, or you think you smarter than this or that or whatever. Oh, man. You know, I'm not no young dude. I've seen a lot of boxing. I've seen it up close and personal, been ringside, been in corners. I've seen boxing on TV and pay-per-view, closed circuit. You know what I mean? It's like, it's always been a part of my life. So I don't mind talking boxing, you know. And I ain't trying to be disrespectful to anybody. But I do like to debate the boxing issues too, because sometimes people be talking boxing and they think they know what they talking about. But it's kind of fun to expose when they don't know what they talking about. You know, it's like, go back and read the script. Go back and read the book. Get the science down. Understand what's happening. You know, that's fun to do that sometimes. Dark Truth is laughing. Nassim the Dream says, when they can't keep their feet on the ground, that's them body shots start to break down. Them organs, kidneys, and the bowels are next to break. Oh, Nassim the Dream, you know about that, huh? Them bowels, huh? He gonna leave a Snickers over there in the corner when he go and sit down on the stool. Yeah, man. That damn BETERBIEV, that dude punched like George Foreman used to punch when he was 24 years old, knocking people out in the heavyweight division back in 1973. George would hit people all on the arms and shoulders and stuff, and they be stumbling around. Man, you know, they be getting hit. It's like George was, and this guy right here at light heavyweight hits like that. You could see his punches was actually moving GVODZDYK around the ring and shit. Get over there, whack. Go over there, whack. It's like, yeah, GVODZDYK looking over at Teddy like, hey, I thought you said we gonna be all right out here. He's like, fuck that, man. So yeah, man, that's it, man. P Money is out there. He says, salute STORMYBMAN and all the family in the chat. What's going on with you, P Money? GG says, would you say GVODZDYK's lack of focus contributed to his defeat against BETERBIEV? No, it wasn't a lack of focus, because he was in there getting hit with some heavy shit. You understand? So it wasn't, he wasn't focused. He didn't know what to do. He probably had never been hit like that, man. And that's a shame, because Teddy or Scarface probably didn't tell him what he needed to know about this guy. I said in my Friday night chop session, I said, one of these guys, the spirit gonna be broken, because he's going to be worried about protecting himself more than fighting and this and that. I said that. Reggie Owens, if he's still out there, he'll tell you. Stormy said it on the show. You can go back and watch the replay. But the other guy's going to come on. And it could have been BETERBIEV. It could have been GVODZDYK. But I said it was going to happen. Who? I didn't know, because I hadn't seen enough of each guy, you know. Now that I've seen these guys, I have a better map on who GVODZDYK is, and I have a better map on who BETERBIEV is, because they faced each other as quality opposition. Now it's not just like off of beating a guy you know he's supposed to knock out or whatever. So you don't know if the guy's beating on him, if he gonna survive like that, or if he gonna hang it up or whatever. So there you go. So no, I don't think that, you know, it was his lack of focus. I think it was his lack of knowing what to do. He didn't have enough in his toolbox. And you have to blame Scarface for that. Joseph Brown says, salute Stormy B. They just be talking. What's going on, Joseph Brown? Nassim the Dream says, that's a fact. I seen it happen, Storm. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Joseph Brown says, it always put a smile on my face when Teddy Atlas fighters got their ass whooped. Hey, man, I know Joseph Brown. I feel you, bro. But you know what? I ain't gonna be that dirty and say that, because those fighters are human beings. They're people, man. But I'm gonna tell you something. When you got a shit trainer, you got a shit trainer, man. You know, look at how Teddy talk about Mike Tyson and everything. Look at how Teddy don't talk about Michael Moore, who he didn't bring to a championship. Michael Moore was a champion before he got with Teddy. Okay? He was champion at light heavyweight for the Kronk. Okay? With Emmanuel Stewart. Huh? With real good fighters around him. But Teddy, you know, he ain't the nicest person in the world. So it's kind of hard to give a person like that credit for any damn thing when he been such a fucking asshole to everybody else. Fuck him. P Money says GVODZDYK was getting hurt with even grazing shots. Absolutely. Matter of fact, a couple of shots up around the neck and head area, it's like when he went down, you have to wonder, like, damn, BETERBIEV, his hands is so heavy, he even just pushing this guy, it's like there's strength and power. But you know what? There are always little powerful fuckers out there like that, man. Motherfuckers so damn strong that they could hit you. You know, a little short guy too, and he kind of stocky like that. It's like, it's some strong people out there like that. Country strong. Just real men and shit, you know. Them the kinds you build your army with. They go out there and walk right through the field and walk through a wall and everything for you. That's who you get. The BETERBIEVs. Yep. Boxing Conversations with Reggie Owens says, right, you did. Yeah, I did say those things, Reggie. And it's funny, you know, I come back almost after every broadcast of a fight or whatever, and I will have said something that play out exactly like I said it or whatever, and I don't get no credit, okay? But every time before, they be like, oh, Stormy don't know what he talking about, or this or that or whatever. But you could go back and check the tapes. That's why I speak on this microphone, so you can hear it clearly. Put it up to your ear. You understand? And write that shit down. Like Ali used to say, write this down. You know? So you don't forget. But y'all go over there and, you know, don't listen and be eating crow sandwiches and everything. So, hey, and I'll be here to talk about you. Nassim the Dream says that Joseph Brown, yes, man, Teddy has turned into a real hater, and he knows boxing. That's why I don't get Teddy no more. Listen, I saw through Teddy a long time ago, but I'm going to tell you this about Teddy. Those pound for pound guys, those Eastern European guys he been talking and been sweet on or whatever, if they all stepped up and fought quality opposition, they all would get their asses whooped. That's why they don't do it. That's a news flash for you right there. Because Teddy is a lie. P Money says, Teddy Atlas does have a streak of getting fighters beaten to pulps recently. You know what? It's all smoke and mirrors, man. It's all smoke and mirrors. You know, he can talk like he know whatever, you know what I mean? But there's a reason why he didn't work with Custom Model very long, and there's a reason why Kevin Rooney did. Huh? But hey, that's a whole nother story for another time, because Teddy is, you know, he is what he is. Huh? And that's a fucking liar and a piece of shit. Okay? That's what I got to say about that. Joseph Brown says, facts, Stormy B. You know, Joseph, I be telling it, man. It's like, and I said it with no ego or nothing like that. It's like discernment, okay? Knowing the difference between X and Y. That's all. Knowing the difference, man. When you're in that situation where somebody can slick talk or treat you a certain kind of way or this or that, it's like you can fall victim to the bullshit. I think 78 talks about that on his Patreon and stuff all the time. You guys, you paying to go over there and watch this stuff, you learn. I tell you, I'm a life coach. It's like, this is not new to me. It's not like unknown or foreign. Gun up in the air and the bullet come down. As fast as that bullet trajects out of the barrel of that pistol, it's coming down with the same velocity, even faster. And you might have your kids playing outside, or somebody else's kids is playing a few blocks away, and that bullet come down and hit that kid and kill that kid. Ain't nobody ever thought about that shit, but they firing them guns up in the air. Pow, pow. Stupid stuff, man. Nassim the Dream says, BETERBIEV has a powerful frame for a fighter. A big head, long arms for his size, and can take a punch. Absolutely. Joseph Brown says, I would like to hear that story. Exposing these clowns is needed for the sports to thrive. Yeah, man. Yep. I'll tell you something, man. When you're talking with facts and, you know, you're revealing things that are evident, people get angry, man. They hold grudges and shit, you know, and then they, you know, want to talk somebody up to be against you. They against you, but they want to be in the company of somebody that's against you. That's how they form cliques and shit like that. You know. But cliques are only as strong as their weakest link, man. You know, and when you have cliques, there's always weak links, because motherfuckers can't stand alone, huh? Can't stand on their own merit. Can't stand on their own understanding of thinking, of interpreting things and processing for themselves. So they want to be a part of a group, brain sharing. Let's put our brains together and let's all think like this. That's how you get tricked into the game of life, huh? Because they make you think that you shouldn't stand for something, so you'll fall for anything. But that's what it is. The real deal Holyfield. You know what I'm saying? So right now it's saying I got 10 likes and 8 viewers. That's nice that I got the likes up over the viewer count. but it's probably been more like 50 or 60 viewers for all the people who stop by the channel, peeping, throwing rocks like Best Fight the Best say, and keep on going past the channel and everything. But that's okay, because it's a post-fight video. That's what people do. They click on that shit. They want to know what happened, what your take is. And if you ain't talking what they want to hear, whatever, they move on to the next one. That's fine. But STORMYBMAN is here, keeping it real, and giving you the real spiel on all of this. You know, my videos, you watch them, they tell you exactly what I got to say. Huh? So, but yeah, man, this has been a slice, you know. I've been out here talking about these guys, you know, BETERBIEV and Alexander Volknik. You know, these guys put on a good fight this evening. It was very entertaining. Volknik got his ass knocked out, which is okay by me because of what he did to Adonis Stevenson and how he celebrated after that. You know, I didn't like when I saw that. I didn't think it was cool at all. So, hey, what goes around comes around. You know what I'm saying? That's it right there in a nutshell. You know? So, but it's getting late, man. STORMYBMAN got to get up. I got an appointment in the morning. But I thought I'd come on here and share with you my post-fight thoughts. Give a little critique on things. Share a little bit of time with y'all. Because, you know, you're out here listening and supporting the community. I want to say shout out to the LBBC, Lions Den Boxing. And I appreciate everybody that stopped by. Food, conversation, what's going on with your life and everything, you know. But we ain't cooking on the channel. We just talking about it, you know. So I want to say peace out to everybody. Have a good night. I'll catch you on the other side.